Winter in Chicago is all about trying to keep warm, so why would you want to swim in Lake Michigan? Well, there are a select few people that do. They actually swim in Lake Michigan all year round, although only a small few swim during the winter.
Well, it's kind of funny. At the time I was doing like larger triathlons. I was actually training for a Bay Area swim, and it was in late October. The biggest frustration I had about Chicago is that after the triathlon at the end of August and after Labor Day is the whole lakefront shuts down. Nobody does anything. It's very seasonal, and the water, it was still warm. It was still like 70 degrees, and I wanted to swim with other people too. Totally on a whim, I went to WordPress because you get a free blog. It's really crappy too. From very humble origins, this thing kind of just exploded. I never really planned for it. That's the funny part about it.
When I first found out about the group, they interviewed Steve, the founder of the group, said something about open water swimming. I was like, well, I kind of have to do that if I'm going to be doing these triathlons instead of swimming in a pool. And I don't like swimming in pools. I did it for too long. I started 3 years ago, and then it just progressively got colder, and I started adding gear, and I enjoyed it too much.
It's not comfortable, but we're not designed to be in comfortable environments. I mean, everything that about us is comfortable right now, like, you wake up in a heated apartment, take a hot shower, you rush to your heated car to go to your heated office. I mean, that's just all like an artificial construct of the last few hundred years. Throughout most of our history as animal species, it's like we're used to extreme temperatures. We've adapted for it. And if we don't get that, actually, it's not healthy for us. People would say, why are you doing all this? And, it's stupid or crazy or whatever. It's like, no, this is the reality of how people were wired and how you're designed. And the stress adaptation response is what we're designed for. It's just that we've engineered it out of our lives.
You have to get used to it. You don't want to jump from when the water's 50 degrees down to 32. That's too much for virtually anybody to handle. The first winter, it's like I'd swim on the weekend, and then it would take me until Friday of that week to get myself geared up enough to get back in. And it's like I really needed that time to sort of recover to get ready to do it again. And now it's, I get done, and a day or two later, I'm ready to get back in. We still do it on the weekends. I don't do it during the week, but it's not as challenging mentally to do it anymore, but it certainly was at the beginning.
Had these made.
Uh-oh.
Coolest fucking car stickers on the planet.
No. That's fantastic. 32.1 degree colder and the lake freezes, but if it's not frozen, we're swimming. It's awesome.
There's a lot of misconceptions about what we do because there's the high profile polar plunges that you see them. Like there's one in New Year's, there's one in March. I went right over at North Avenue Beach over here. And they're fun events. You got this warming tent. I think it's great. It raises money. It's a charitable cause. It's different than what we do. I mean, we get in there. We're in there for 20 minutes. We're swimming, and there's no warming tent. There's no hot chocolate. It's not a get in, get out. It's not a stunt. We're serious athletes, and we're out here, and we get in the lake and we swim. We prepare for it, and we have the equipment and gear, and we're ready for any contingency.
The setup that I use is I have waterproof socks, and then I have aqua socks that go over the top of those. Next thing is I just started with an Orca top, which is more used for surfers. It's a very thin material, but it's very warm, surprisingly warm. And then I put a sleeveless wetsuit over the top of that. And then I have gloves, of course, a neoprene cap, and also a latex cap. So I can stay relatively warm. Your hands still get kind of cold. The hardest part is like around your face and your neck. And some of the others, they have a hood. I don't have one of those. So just putting your face in for a while is difficult. But once you get there, it's like, okay, it's not that bad.
Before I did this, I was the biggest cold water wuss on the freaking planet. I'm serious. When you look at my triathlon days when I go train at Ohio Street Beach, I'd be shivering when the water's like 68. And seriously, one time it was like 65 and I was wearing gloves.
I encourage it. I think it's fun, and you make some really good friends, and you're operating on the same sort of warp wavelength as everybody else. But you really have to get there. You have to slowly work your way into it.
If you'd like to learn more, you can go to openwaterchicago.com. I'll put the links in the description below. If you like this video, give it a like and consider subscribing, and you'll find more Chicago videos on my channel.